the British Bill of Rights of 1688 make it very clear that the King's courts cannot interfere with British Parliament. And behind that are some issues in parliamentary privilege, which you'll come across later in the course. But Dicey's final proposition is that the courts cannot interfere in what Parliament has done. They cannot strike down legislation in the same way as the US Supreme Court can strike down a bill that has been passed by Congress and which has the signature of the President. And again, he is asserting the primacy, the supremacy of the British Parliament. Now, all of these propositions are open now to the objection that they're irrelevant. We're members of the European Union and we are bound by EU law. So to go through each of them, Parliament can pass any law it wants, but yet our membership of the European Union says that there are certain things which a member state cannot do, and because EU law is binding on the British courts, then parliamentary sovereignty is dead. On the idea of no entrenched legislation, no parliament is bound by its predecessors. You have the courts recognising for the first time in Thoburn and Sunderland that there are certain constitutional statutes which the normal rules of implied repeal no longer apply for. And talking about the courts not striking down legislation, we've seen in the Factitame or Factitami case, depending on your pronunciation, where the court is saying, well, this is contrary to European Union law, this statute cannot stand. Well, the answer to that is that British parliamentary sovereignty remains. Yes, with the membership of the EU, we have partly set aside the full powers that Parliament can use, but it still retains that power to repeal the European Communities Act of 1972 to assert its full sovereignty. And the same argument applies to other international obligations which are binding on the British government. So perhaps we're not fully asserting parliamentary sovereignty today, but the argument is it still lives. Thank you.